Hello, friends. How are you all? Welcome to this dangerous and scary episode. Let's take you to this soul-stirring podcast. Girls' Hostel. Nimisha was short of breath, and she was crying badly. Her hair were disheveled. She was standing in front of the mirror and looking at herself. She was trying to tie her hair back, but she was unable to do anything due to nervousness. That night, for the first time, Nimisha regretted her habit of staying awake till late at night. Nimisha was afraid that someone was still following her. This thing started when Manisha and Nimisha both studied in Class A in a boarding school and lived in the hostel. The boarding school in which they were studying was considered a very good school for studies, but the girls' hostel of that boarding school had a different story. 5 years ago, a simple and bright girl of 9th class died on the 5th floor of the girls' hostel of that boarding school. No one could understand how that girl died. The teachers and parents used to tell that the girl she was neither depressed nor had any pressure of studies. At first, everyone thought that it was a murder, but the police never found any proof due to which the case was closed. But year after year, a rumor started spreading that the ghost of that girl now lives on the 5th floor. Therefore, the school authorities closed the 5th floor, which was open only once a week, so that it could be cleaned. About 5 years after that incident, Nimisha and Manisha started sharing a room in that hostel. The routine of both was fixed. Nimisha used to study all night and would wake Manisha up at 7 o'clock in the morning and go to sleep. Then Manisha would keep studying till breakfast time. Manisha used to wear glasses, and a black thread given to her by her mother was always tied in her hand. Like other students, they also did not believe much in the stories of the 5th floor, but still no one used to go there. But on December 10th, something happened which Manisha had no idea about. Nimisha was studying in her room at 12:30 in the night, like every day, and Manisha was sleeping on the other side. Nimisha's throat suddenly started drying up. She got up and went to the hall to make coffee. There was complete silence in the entire hall. Everyone was either in their rooms or had already slept. There was no one in the hall. Only the sound of the coffee machine was coming. But after switching off the machine, there was silence again. Nimisha turned back with the coffee mug, and she suddenly got a jolt due to which her coffee spilled. She saw that Manisha was standing behind her. Due to darkness, only half of her face was visible to Nimisha. That night, Manisha was looking a little different. She was neither wearing her glasses, nor was she holding that black thread in her hand. Nivesha asked Manisha why she woke up so early, in response to which Manisha said, "Why don't we both go to the balcony on the 5th floor?" Hearing this, Nimisha's eyes widened and a slight mischievous smile came on her face. Before she could say anything, Manisha held her hand and started taking her up the stairs with her. When both were climbing the stairs, then just the sound of Nimisha's slippers was coming. She noticed that Manisha was not wearing slippers either. There was something very strange. That night the door of the 5th floor of that hostel was open, and both of them went to the 5th floor and first started looking around. Then after a few minutes, both of them found themselves in a room. This was the room of the same girl who had died 5 years ago, and about whom people used to say that her soul roams on the 5th floor. But neither Nimisha nor Manisha knew about that room. That night the weather was very cold. Cold winds were coming from the windows on the 5th floor, and fog was forming in the darkness of the night. Meanwhile, Nisha's eyes fell on the wall on which someone had written December 10th in big letters with their nails. Both of them stood on the balcony and started looking down. Manisha was roaming around silently for a long time. Nimisha was feeling very cold, so she asked Manisha to come down, but Manisha did not pay any attention to Nimisha. She tried calling Manisha again, and then for the first time Manisha looked into her eyes. Nimisha lost her senses. Manisha's eyes had turned completely white. She said in a very low voice, "Jump." Nimisha could not understand why Manisha was asking her to jump down. All the colors on her face vanished. As each second passed, Manisha's voice was getting heavier. She looked into Nimish's eyes and started saying repeatedly, "Jump, jump." Nimish's face turned pale and her hands and legs were stuck in the same position, as if she was being hypnotized, and it seemed as if she did not jump, Manisha would push her down. Nimish's eyes started closing, and she started opening her hair herself. Her scattered hair started floating in the air like water. Nimisha was slowly coming under Manisha's control, but then suddenly there was a loud thud on the floor below, and Nimisha came to her senses. She somehow gathered courage and pushed Manisha back and ran down. While running, she heard a very terrifying roar behind her, but she did not look back even by mistake. She quickly entered her room and closed the door tightly. What she saw then shocked her even more. She saw that Manisha was sleeping comfortably on the bed in the same position in which she had left her. Nimesh's face turned pale. She woke Manish up in panic. Manish, seeing her pale face and red eyes, hugged the frightened Nisha, but when he asked, Nisha did not tell him anything. She was in no condition to tell anything. That night, Nimesha washed her face in front of the mirror in her bathroom and tied her hair and slept. Manisha was unable to understand anything. From that day onwards, Nisha started sleeping at night and started ignoring her roommate. Whenever Manisha sat in the room and started studying, she felt as if someone was staring at her, and that often happened to Nimesha. Troubled, Manisha asked her again what had happened that night. Finally, Nimesha told Manisha everything about that night, truthfully. After hearing everything, Manisha's mind started working fast, and she started thinking about Nisha's story. She was completely convinced because Manisha knew that 5 years ago a girl had died on the same date, December 10th, which meant that all the stories and rumors Manish and Nimisha had been hearing were true. In fact, there was a ghost of that girl on the 5th floor. Both of them stopped talking about the 5th floor after that day, but they have not been able to forget that horrifying incident till date. If you like this story, don't forget to subscribe to our channel Shine